Okay, perfect. Okay, so sit at the back of your mat, toes facing forward, feet hip width apart. So let's just make sure that we're really grounding and starting with our amazing posture from the beginning. So looking down at your feet to see that your toes are facing forward, heels directly behind your toes, pressing the big toe mound down, press your pinky toe down. And then find that little bit of lightness in your arch. Feel that energy from the arch running up through the inside of the legs, engaging in through the inner thighs, and then lifting up into your pelvic floor. Find that your hip bones are in line with your pubic bone, so already your pelvis is set into neutral. And hopefully when you find that, it kind of takes some ease out of your low back. Then your belly button and your low back start to draw together. I think it's a lot easier to figure this out standing than it is to while you're laying down. So I just want to do a little check-in. And then soften your ribs in towards each other. If you'd like, you can take your hands onto your ribcage, thumbs onto the back of your ribs, fingertips onto the front. And just take a couple deep inhales and exhales into your thumbs, letting your ribs expand wide to the sides like fish scales. And then exhale, the ribs knit towards each other, and you find that connection through your abs, and you start to lift up out of your pelvic floor. Your abs are and you have no movement. One more time, take a big inhale, ribs expand, exhale, draw the ribs in, draw your abs in, let the shoulders, not like your arms rest, your shoulders relax away from your ears. And widen through the collarbone. So feel that energy in through your back as well, because we want to get from the pelvic floor up to the shoulders, from the front to the back. The whole core is starting to find an activation. Now let's take a nice big inhale up. Exhale everything out. One more time, take a nice big inhale up. Exhale, let's just slowly roll over to your toes, maybe a little soft bend in the knee. And coming to hands on the floor, onto your shins, anywhere that's available for your body. Soften the bend in your knees and just let your head hang heavy. Let everything just release for a moment. Feet are hip width apart, and you have a great wheel bone right now. And then just start to walk your hands up to your plank position. All the way up to your plank. Finding a moment here. So just as our body was energized standing, we're finding that same position in our plank. Draw the abs up and in. Lengthen out through the heels to the crown of the head. Press the floor away from you with your fingertips and the heel of your hand. And again, slide the shoulders away from your ears. So you're super strong here. Take a big inhale on your exhale. Let's take it up to downward dog. Moving the hips up to the sky, reach the sits bones up, and just run the knees out here. So finding a little bit of opening since you guys are just waking up. And then be easy on yourself since you guys are waking up, but I've been moving around all morning. And then press the heels back. And then round your spine like a wave, rolling it all the way forward into your plank. And with that flow, roll your hips back up to the sky. So just finding a little bit of movement, some opening through the vertebrae, rolling forward and then rolling into downward dog. And then next time we come into our plank, let's meet at the plank. Holding here, sun shoulders open the ears, draw the abs up and in, float the right leg up, point the toe, firm your booty, and little tiny pulses up here. Little pulse of that leg up. Adding some movement to wake up the glute and to challenge the stability of your abs. Lower that foot to the mat, floating the left leg up. Draw the abs up and in, square the hips, and little tiny float of that leg up. So the booty is really working here to activate. Sorry, as I continue to admit people like guys. And lower that foot, taking it to downward dog. Take a little stretch there. And let's come back forward into our plank. Draw the abs up and in. Hold here, draw the belly up and in. Micro bend both knees, a tiny bend and then straighten. Tiny bend, tiny straighten. Tiny bend and straighten. One more time. Feeling your low abs start to firm up and then bend all the way from your knees to the mat. Press back, take a child's pose. Good breath. So we've got some energy flowing through the body now. Starting to wake up. Inhale and under exhale, roll yourself up onto your hands and knees, finding your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, hip width apart, rounding your spine into your cat stretch, dropping your head down your tail. Inhale on your exhale, move through your cow, widen the collarbone, shine your heart forward, head up, tail up, and then into your cat. So just take a couple breaths here to add any movement that you need, because once we really start to lock in the pelvis, then we're going to be holding everything super still. So I want you to get the movement going here. One more time with your breath, whatever feels good for you. You need to move your pelvis side to side. And then we're gonna meet back into neutral pelvis. So you've got your abs, let them actually hang out for a moment. Let your belly just hang out, and then magnetize your belly button up into your spine. Let your abs hang out and magnetize the belly button up and in. One more time, belly hangs out. We magnetize the belly button up into the spine. Nothing has changed in the spine. We're just super active to the abs, and extend the right arm and the left leg at the same time. So the pelvis stays still, like you can balance a cup of tea on your sacrum, and then bring the hand and knee right back down to the mat. Left arm, right leg. So moving opposite arm, opposite side, opposite leg, as you move side to side, without letting that tea on your sacrum spill. Check in with the foot that's remaining on the floor. Is it trying to help you balance, or are you keeping it relaxed? Are you letting the shoulder slide away from your ear as your arm reaches forward, so you're not getting into your neck? Are you engaging the glute to help extend that leg out, abs up and in? Let's do one more each way, and then we'll go back to meeting with the right arm and the left leg. So we're completing one more set. And we'll meet with right arm, left leg, hold. Draw the abs up and in. Round your spine, the knee and the elbow touches, and extend. Round your spine from the knee and the elbow to connect, and extend. So find that moment of engagement, and then lengthen, get long, but stay in neutral. Two more like that. Jump in and extend. One more time. Extend, lengthen, hold here. Here's your challenge. If it's available, let's float the right foot off of the mat. Balancing on the knee, wobbling, and bring it all the way back to center. Left arm, right leg. Round your spine, knee and the elbow touch, and extend. Knee and the elbow pull together, engage the core, and lengthen right back to neutral. Let's do 3. Breathe. 2, are you keeping everything in your Pilates alignment? Hold this one out, and if you do this on the other side, let's float the left foot up. Noticing if this side's any easier, and then bring it all the way back to center, into your cat, and into your cow, and all the way back to center. Let's roll the toes under. Shift your weight slightly forward. Make sure the shoulders are over your wrist. Press the fingertips down. Press the foot of your hand down. Draw the low abs in so much you cover the knees and inch up off the mat. Lengthen your sits bones to the back of the room. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Magnetize your abs up and in, and wrap your ribs up and in. Hold. Are you activating up out of your pelvic floor? So everything is super strong. Some of the come and stand on your back, and you need great support right there for that. For 3, 2, last one. Knees come down. If you're having any wrist issues, come up and roll your wrists out. You can always come onto your forearms, or just sit this out. Come up, same situation again, draw the low abs up and in. We're gonna float the knees up and in, shift your weight slightly forward, make sure the eye of the elbow is facing forward, and then micro bend the elbow and straighten. Micro bend and straighten. Bend and straighten for 3, 2, and last one. Bring the knees down, press back, take a quick breath in child's pose. And then you're gonna roll yourself up and out onto your abs. Leg all the way down onto your stomach here. Folding the forearms together and making a little pillow for the forehead. So take a moment here to feel the floor, shake your pelvis out, let go of any tension that baby's creeping in. And then find that your hip points and your pubic bone are connecting down into the mat. When you push your pubic bone down, find that you have a little more length in your lumbar spine. You're magnetizing your belly up like you're laying on hot sand. Wrap the ribs up and in. Let the neck relax. Head is just melted down to the hands, which I can't really do, otherwise you won't be able to hear me. So don't follow me. You should be looking down towards the mat. And just float the right leg up without letting the pelvis move and lower. Float the left leg up. So just simple movement to start to find your stability, and then we challenge the stability. One more, just single leg. And then we'll float both legs up off of the mat and lower. Both legs up, not so high that you're going to compress in your low back. Keep the length in your lumbar. Lift and hold, and start to draw the circle the legs away from each other. They're going to go up, up, and around. Out, up, and around. So as you lift, really find that engagement of the glutes. Can your shoulders relax? And then let's reverse the circle. You should feel your booty firing up. We need those muscles working to help keep us walking around, moving about through our day, keeping it out of our back. So we want them to be strong. Last one, pull the legs up. Let's bend the knees, move the heels, turn the toes apart. So your thighs are already starting to off the mat. We're going to take it up an inch, down a little inch. Up, And notice you're not gonna all the way go down. They're not gonna rest unless they need to. You're drawing your belly button up and in. Let's squeeze. Let's squeeze. Lift up, hold it a little higher, and tiny pulse up, press up. So you hopefully are feeling some activation through the glutes. You're feeling your abs lift up off of the mat. It's a lot of good feedback for the abs because you know that they're working because you can feel them lifting off the mat. For 3, 2, last one. Extend the legs long and shake the pelvis out. Let everything relax there. Keeping the forehead attached to the forearms, keeping the feet down to the mat for start. We're going to draw the abs in, make sure the pelvis is in neutral, and float the upper body and injured to up off the mat. Can you lift your elbows a little bit higher? And then lower everything down. Engage the abs, connect your pelvis down, and float up like an airplane taking off, going up and forward, not just straight up. And lower. Let's do 2 more like that. Draw the abs in and float up. Lift the elbows a little bit higher. So you're getting into your upper back muscles, into your lats. And lower. This time, we lift the upper body up, hold it, float the thighs up. Legs are long, lengthen the arms out in front of you, pull the elbows back, pulling your elbows in towards your body, and extend the arms back forward. Pull the elbows in towards the body, and reach the arms forward. Draw the abs up and in, so make sure you're protecting your back, you're not dumping into your lumbar. One more time, and we'll reach the arms all the way forward, hold, and take a swim, little flutter kick. So the neck is lengthened. So remember, it's length, it's not height. Engage the glutes for 5, 4, abs up, 3, 2, last one, lower everything down, pull the arms, and shake the pelvis up. And then press back to your child's pose. Up here. Take a little stretch, and then we're going to come in to our back in a moment. We'll walk the hands over to the right side, taking a stretch to the left side body, keeping your left hip anchored down to your left heel, reaching your left fingertips a little further forward, and breathing into the space between the ribs on the left side. So you're expanding that left lung and creating some space, stretching out through the intercostal muscles. One more breath. Walk the hands back through center, over to the other side. Keep pressing the right sits bone towards the hip, or towards the heel, I should say. Reaching your right fingertips forward and breathe into that space. I think this is my favorite stretch. Opening up that space between the ribs. Bringing a little more length through your side body. One more breath. Walking hands all the way back to center. Roll yourself all the way up. One time into your cat, one time into your cow. And then let's come to sit on your bum, grabbing whatever you have. We'll add our stretching in a moment. So if you have a resistance band, grab it. If you have a ring, grab it. Or you can have
bicycle inner tubes.
You have what?
Bicycle inner tubes.
Oh, there you go. So if you have some inner tubes, whatever you got, could even do this with a towel. It's really just to bring awareness to your back body. So sitting up super tall to start, and then we'll be using it, whatever you have to stretch. So first it's just to bring that awareness. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Press the sits bones down, and maybe it's a little bend at the knee to get up a little bit longer and taller through your spine. You don't want to be sitting. It's almost like you can just levitate. By lifting your pelvic floor off the mat, you can levitate all the way up, throwing the crown of your head even taller to the sky. Press the shoulder blades down and then pull the band apart, getting into your lats, mid to lower tracks. Slight release, and again. So whatever you have, create the resistance for yourself. One more time. You're getting your shoulders out of your ears. Hold here. We're going to lengthen the arms up to the sky. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears, get long through the neck, and then drag the arms forward. So we're moving in opposition. As the arms go up to the sky, your shoulder blades are sliding down. One more time, let's take the arms up overhead. Get longer and taller. So if you have the ring, you can have your hands on the inside of the ring and just press apart. Press apart. We're going to hold this pull apart. Keep the arms on, side shoulder blades down. Get longer and taller through your spine. Draw your abs in and then tuck your pelvis and roll back halfway. Pull the abs in deep, deep. Only going to where it's available for you, and then come all the way up to start point sit. Inhale, exhale, pull the band apart. So shoulder blades down, draw your abs in. And maybe it's 1 inch back, maybe it's 5 inches back. You're going wherever your abs abs are engaging at this moment and it's not going into your back. And up is it. Let's take one more as we roll back and hold. Slide the shoulder blades down. Our biceps are alongside the ears. And then little pull apart. Pull apart. Draw the abs up and in. Can you still lift up out of your pelvic floor because that's going to help get deeper into your core. For 3, 2, hold. Go back 1 little inch. Go back 1 little inch and then dive up and over to your toes and take a stretch here. We'll hook it onto your right foot. We're going to loosen up the legs a little bit so we can get deeper into the core. And then just roll down, taking your right leg up to the sky and melting into this hamstring stretch. I don't know about you guys, but it definitely helps me to get into the stretch so my legs aren't feeling super tight and then my abs want to work even more. And you can take some bending and straightening of that leg while you let your pelvis heavy into the mat. So just little bend and straighten. And then hold, and with your breath, we're gonna come back a little bit further while you push your sits bone to the front and bring the leg a little bit further. So not rushing into this, just easing in, get a little bit of opening into that hamstring. More breaths here, maybe you can go a little bit further, but make sure the pelvis is anchoring down and you're pushing that right hip away from you. So watch if the hip doesn't lift up. And we'll release the hamstring stretch and hook it onto the toes. We're gonna come into our calf stretch. So to draw the toes towards the chin and the heel up to the sky. And we'll point and flex. And point and flex. 2 more like that. And then let's hold, flex, push the heel up, stretching out that calf. So make sure you're not just in your hamstring stretch here. You can ease up on the hamstring so your calf can really be showcased right here. And release that. Back to the center of the, you can also be using a towel, anything that's gonna help just give you a little extra support. Spiral the thigh open, so you're externally rotating, and then let the leg fall out to the side in the amount that your left hip doesn't leave the mat. So continue to push your left hip into the mat and then lengthen through your right heel, finding all that opening through your inner thigh. Make sure the leg is externally rotated, otherwise you're gonna feel freezed up. Shoulders are relaxed. Take 3 big inhales and exhales here at your pace. Find some opening into the inner thigh. Last breath here. And we'll sweep that leg back up to the sky, anchor the back pocket down, push the right sits bone away, and let the leg come any amount across the body now that you're not letting your right back pocket leave the mat. So firm your tush down, push the right sits bone away, maybe even if you want to put your right thumb into the hip crease to help find a little more length. And the leg just comes any amount across. Shoulders are relaxing. More breaths. Into your spinal twist. Let the band go. The leg pull across the body and looking towards your right hand. Both shoulders stay melted into the mat. The leg comes any amount across that feels good for your body. One more breath there in your spinal twist. And extend that right leg back out onto the mat next to the left, feeling how much longer it is. Grab your band or whatever you have. Slide the shoulder blades down, and then engage through your abs to peel yourself up and over, and we'll make the left leg just as long as the right now. Hooking the band around the center of the foot. Sit up tall and then tuck your pelvis to roll down. All the way down. And we come into our hamstring stretch. So remember, just to ease into it, don't yank it all the way back. You want to find your breath, allowing your muscle to just relax. And then maybe you start to bend and straighten the knees. Sometimes that'll help bring a little ease to it and get you a little bit further. And when you're ready, you can start to hold the legs straight and just take a few breaths to find a little more length. You're pushing your left sits bone to the front of the mat as the leg comes a little bit closer towards your body. Let's take one more breath here. And we'll release that. Then hook it onto your toes. And pull the toes down for your calf stretch. So remember, you're easing off the hamstring so you can let your calf get all the stretch. Start to point and flex. And hold the toes down, push the heel up. Breathe. Last breath here. And release the calf stretch back to the center of the foot. And we'll spiral the thigh open, let the leg fall out to the side, any amount, as long as the right hip can stay down on the mat. So you're moving in opposing directions to find that stretch. Shoulders are relaxed. I'm glad you guys had told me you want the stretch because I find myself not doing the stretch if it's not for you guys. So thank you. We all hold each other accountable for the stretch. It's just as important as the strengthening. Last breath here. And we'll lengthen the leg back up to sky. Anchor the back pocket down, let the leg come any amount across the body while the left back pocket stays pressing down into the mat. Shoulders stay relaxed, and you feel that stretch to the side of the leg. Maybe the left thumb comes into the left hip crease to find a little more length through your left side body. Take 3 breaths here. And we'll start to melt into your spinal twist band to the side, leg falls any amount across the body, looking towards your left hand. Take 2 breaths here. And then we're about to get that transverse abdominis going again. And we'll lengthen that leg out. Everything is long and loose. Let's firm the back of the thighs out into the mat. Twist the sky. Reach your hands up to the sky. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Imagine you're holding a beach ball in your arms. Inhale. On your exhale, let's just float head, neck, and shoulders up. Already start to look. Is your pelvis in neutral? Because we're not rolling yet, so pelvis can be in neutral. Hip bones aligned with your bone. T on your low abs. And lower back down. Curling from your upper abs, you have a line between your chin and your chest. So we're not tucking the chin down. We're not letting the head hang back. You're cradling that line. And lower back down. One more time, up just to pull the ribcage together. And lower all the way back down. On this next one, we'll press the low back into the mat. Inhale, exhale. Press the low back into the mat so you can come up to your belly button. And lower back down. Inhale, exhale, low back into the mat. About halfway. And lower back down. One more time. Inhale, exhale, halfway up and hold. And hold, and then lower all the way back to the mat. One time, we're going to go all the way up and over to the toes. Inhale, exhale, we'll peel up and over the big beach ball. Keep coming up, up, up. Pull the abs in, reaching forward, and then scoop and roll down, vertebra by vertebra, all the way back down into the mat. And take a long stretch, arms and legs lengthen. Bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat. And we'll set up our neutral pelvis, hip bones in line with your pubic bone. You have that little bit of space underneath your low back. Wrap the ribs together. Shoulders relax. Inhale. On your exhale, we're going to float the right leg into tabletop. Knee over the hip and go align the knee. And left leg up to meet it. Point the toes. Draw the abs in. Extend your right leg straight forward. And then drag it all the way back into center. Left leg extend and drag it in. Shoulders relax. Lengthen and in. So as the leg is moving away, do a little scan of your body. Are you staying in neutral? Is your belly button drawing into your spine? Are your back bottom ribs pressing down into the mat and the front ribs drawing into your body? Are your shoulders relaxed? Is your neck long? Is your jaw soft? If all those things are happening and this feels too easy, then maybe the legs go a little bit lower to the floor. Let's just take one more each way here. When you've completed both sides, we bring it all the way back to center and hug the knees in. Take a little stretch, head rock side to side. And then we'll bring the legs back to tabletop. Reach the hands to the sky. Hands are right up over the shoulders, knees are over the hips. Draw the low abs in, make sure your transverse abdominis is activating. You lift up out of that pelvic floor to help initiate that. Extend your right arm backwards, left leg forward, just as we did on hands and knees, and right back to center. Left arm, right leg. So it's the same exact thing we do on hands and knees, we are just doing it on the back. So while the head is still down, press the back of the skull into the mat to give a little bit of feedback to the back body. And if you decide you would like, you can lift your head, neck, and shoulders here and do the same thing for 5 more each way. So you determine where your body feels best. You know it's never a problem to have the head down. Sometimes it's easier to wake up the upper abs if the head is down because it's harder. So it's not easier, it's harder, but it's easier to maybe find it working. There's 1 more each way. Sinking the abs a little bit deeper. Bring everything all the way back to center. Hug the knees in, relax the head, let it rock side to side. And we'll bring the legs back to tabletop. Arms are relaxed by the sides to start, pointing the toes, marching the right leg halfway forward, drag it up, left leg. So starting with the march, to make sure the pelvis isn't moving as you extend the leg any amount towards the front edge of the mat to dip the toes into that pool of water and drag the leg back up. Check in that your pelvis is not starting to tilt as you take the leg forward. Shoulders relax. Flex the feet, lead with the heels, tap and lift. Tap and lift. Shoulders are relaxed. And then maybe you take your hands an inch up off the mat. And maybe you lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Continue to go, same thing with the legs. Last one each way like that. We stay with the legs and tabletop, move the heels from the toes apart. Keep the head up if it's available. Press the legs out, squish in their thighs, and draw the legs back into frog legs. Press out, squeeze in our thighs, and drag it back in. Press out and squeeze, and drag it back in. Lengthen, zip the abs in. As the legs go out, magnetize the inner thighs together. 2 more here. Press the legs out, bring the legs in. We're going to change this up. We're going to turn it into a circle. They're going to go down a little bit, draw a circle down, around, up, and home, almost like a bicycle wheel. Down, up, and around. So the heels stay together. 1 more in this direction. And then reverse it. They go up, out, down, and around. Soften through the jaw. And 1 more like that. Bring the legs all the way back in. Relax the head, hug the knees, and let the head rock side to side. And bring everything all the way back to center. Legs to table, hands up to the sky. Inhale, exhale. Press the hands towards the hips. Extend your legs at a high diagonal. And draw the knees back in for hundreds cup. Inhale, exhale. And in. Feel how your low abs magnetize your spine. And 1 more time, lift, lengthen, hold. Hold again here for the 100. Start pumping airs. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhales. So if you feel like it's going into your low back, you bring legs to the tabletop. Make sure that your head is not getting really heavy here. If your head feels heavy, put it on the back. The upper abs are helping to support you. If the legs are extended, to lengthen out of the back of your legs. Inhales. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And exhale. You always have the option to be doing it with your legs and tabletop. 1 more. Inhale. Big exhale. And then hug everything all the way back in. Relax. Bring the feet down to the mat. Arms relaxed by the sides. Widen through the collarbone, feet are hip width apart. Press your low back into the mat to pull your pubic bone towards your face and roll your hips up to the sky. Pushing the hips up. Feel like your sits bones are reaching towards your calves. Press the big toe mound down and then sequentially roll your spine all the way back down. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale, roll all the way up. Push the hips up, push the knees forward. Collarbone is wide and roll all the way back down. So make sure nothing is underneath your neck, just the mat. And roll all the way up and hold the up. Hug the thighs slightly together. Tap your butt to almost touch the mat, press up, squeeze. Almost touch down, press up, squeeze. Lower, press up, lift. Down, up, hold. Up, hold. Firing up the back of the legs. Up, hold here without letting your pelvis move. First, hug your thighs slightly toward each other. That's going to give you a little more stability. Pressing the sits bones away, and we'll march the right leg into tabletop and gently place that foot back on the mat. Left leg up. And place that foot down. So we're marching side to side without letting the pelvis move, or as minimal movement as possible. Of course, there's going to be some movement, but we want to try to keep it as little as possible. The neck is straight, eyes are to the sky. One more single leg here. Let's go back to the right leg in tabletop. Extend the right leg out straight and then just pull it to tabletop. Press out, lengthen and in. Are you firming up that left glute and hamstring? Leg out and in, and out and in. Lengthen out, hold, kick it up to the sky, flex and pull it down. Point and lift, flex and pull. Point and lift, draw those abs in. They're helping to stabilize and to move that leg. Hold the leg up to the sky. Push this up a little bit higher. The leg is going to go a little bit out to the side and a little bit into center. So it just moves a little bit out, a little bit in. It's going straight out to the side and in. So it moves to the right and back in. One more time. Bring it all the way back to center and little pushes of your toes to the sky. Press up, up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Place that foot on the mat. Square the hips, commit to staying up when we bring the left leg into tabletop. It extends out straight and draws back in. As it's moving out, it's like the thighs are going to be next to each other almost. It goes straight forward and straight in. Can you keep your pelvis still? Continue to hug the right thigh in slightly. Press through your big toe mound. Hold the leg out straight. Take the leg up to the sky. Flex and pull it down. Point and lift. Flex and pull. Point and lift. Like you're pulling against that resistance band. And continue to breathe. The next one stays up to the sky. Hold. Square the hips. The leg moves a little bit to the left and a little bit to center. A little bit to the left, a little bit to center. The movement doesn't have to be huge. It's as big as you can maintain stability. If it's too tiny and you're not feeling anything, maybe it needs a little bit bigger. If you feel very wobbly, keep it a little bit smaller. The next one stays at center and little pushes of the hips to the sky. Press up. You continue to push your left sits bone to the front of the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. The foot comes back to the mat. Hips stay up. Heels pop up to the sky. You're balancing on your toes. Hug your heels slightly together, just so they're not splayed out. Strong inside line. Tap your butt down, press up, hold. Down, press up, squeeze. Lower, press up, lift. Lower, press up, hold. And we hold the hips high and we do little pulses up to the sky. Press up. Firming up the booty, hug the thighs slightly towards each other for 5. Last one, hold, drop the heels, walk the feet to the outside edges of the mat. Knees are wide. Pull your pubic bone slightly to your face to give a little more length in your low back. Lift your toes, tap your butt down, press up, hold. Down, press up, squeeze. Down, up, lift. Shoulders are relaxed. Lift and hold, hug the knees to touch and open. They move in, they move out. We squeeze the thighs together and then they open. Squeeze in and out. What's your pelvis doing? Is it staying very still? Hold the knees open and little tiny presses up. Sits bones reach towards the calves. For 5, 4, 3, 2, pull up, drop the feet, walk the feet all the way back to center. One more time, just press the hips to the sky. Press up, hold, up, hold, up, hold. Hopefully some fire happening in the glutes. Collarbone is wide. For 5, 3, hug the thighs in. And last one, sequentially place your spine down into the mat, vertebra by vertebra by vertebra, till your tailbone is all the way back down. Cross the right ankle over the left knee, pull the left thigh towards you, take a quick little stretch here, pushing your right arm onto your right thigh, rock side to side. Let your tailbone be a little heavier as you pull that left thigh in. And we'll switch sides. Let your tailbone be heavy, pull that right thigh towards you as you push your left thigh away. One more breath. And then we'll release that. Let the feet come back out to the mat, knees to the sky, hands up to the sky. Walk the feet a little bit away from you so they're not all the way in towards you. Roll up onto your sits bones. Sit up tall and sequentially rolling it down. 2 more like that. Inhale, exhale, feeling yourself all the way up onto your sits bones and all the way back down. All the way up onto the sits bones, hold. Roll back halfway and march the right foot 1 inch up and lower, left. The arms are holding the beach ball, the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. 1 more, just tiny march the leg and bring it all the way back to center. You're gonna pull your heels in towards you and glue your heels together. Or float the ankle or the feet up off the mat, reach your fingertips to your ankles. Pull the heels in towards you and roll back to your shoulders or up to your shoulder blades, is what I meant, and bring it all the way back in. So we're gonna go on like a ball. You roll your shoulder blades and come up, hold. 3 more like that. 2. Keep your heels close to your tush. 1 more, we'll hold the balance at the top. Holding here, we're still in that rounded position. We're gonna extend the right leg up and bring it back to center. Left leg, so maybe your hand is helping you do it to start. Relax your shoulders. And maybe the hands just cover and you do right leg. So the knees are in that hip open position. They're not always good, but the knees are open. You good, Stan?
Yep.
Okay. Last one, bring it back to center. We'll bring the legs up to tabletop. Sequentially start to roll your spine, vertebra by vertebra, until the shoulder blades touch the mat. Extend the left leg long, frame the right knee. Inhale, exhale, switch sides. Switch sides. Ribs are wrapping in. Low abs are tightening. Soft for the jaw. We're in single leg stretch. Maybe the hands reach forward. And maybe we start taking a little bit faster. We're going to go switch, and switch, and switch. For 3. Abs in. 2, pull a little bit deeper. Last one, back to center. Have the knees in. Relax everything down. Head rock side to side. And we bring the legs back to tabletop. Hands up to the sky. Float the head, neck, and shoulders reach just past your knees. Extend the arms and legs long. Circle to bring the arms around and pull the knees back to center. Inhale, lengthen. Circle, bring it to center. Maybe you can lift a little more from your upper abs, make sure your shoulders are staying in place. This time, let's open, reach your arms and legs long, pull. We open, close the arms and legs, and then circle, bring it back to center. So as you reach your arms and legs long, you find that hold, then you just open, close out to the sides, and bring it all the way back in. So you make a little sand angel. Reach your arms and legs, you go open, close, circle, bring it in. Let's do 3 more like that. Reach, use your breath. 2. And the shoulders stay in the same place. 1 more time like that. Reach, open, out, in. Bring it all the way back to center. Relax everything down. Head rock side to side. Legs to tabletop. Hands to the sky. Fold the head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the legs up to the sky. Lower the left leg long. Fingertip touch behind the thigh. Little double pull the leg in. Scissor the legs in the exhale. Double pull in. Inhale, double pull. Exhale as you switch, pull, pull. So one leg is up as low. Scissor the legs in the exhale. Pull. Maybe you reach up towards your ankle. Whatever your flexibility is this morning, maybe you reach your fingertips forward. On the next time, we'll do 1 more each way. The next time the right leg is up, which is now a hold. Right leg only pulses in. Pull in, 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 in. In, switch. Left leg pulls in. And bring both legs up. Hug it and relax. How you guys doing? We good? We? I would love to be in class next to you guys, but here we are. I'm just happy to have you. Okay. Fingertip touch behind the ears. Legs to table. Elbows wide to the sides. Floating head, neck, and shoulders up for double straightly lower. So legs up to the sky. You have the choice, parallel or in a slight turned out position. Inhale to let your legs lengthen out to your point of control. Exhale, drag the legs back up. And maybe the first couple are just small, and then they start to go a little bit deeper. Or maybe you decide that you want to bend your knees in the tabletop and take it from there because you can find a deeper activation in your core. Let's do 3 more wherever you would like. And drag it up. 2. 1 more. And bring it all the way up and hug all the way and relax. Head up side to side. And then legs to tabletop. Fingers that touch behind the ears, coming into crisscross. Float head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the left leg long as we twist it, bring the left shoulder towards the right knee and bring it back to center. And then twist up and over and center. So maybe you can come up and over a little bit further. Maybe you can try to start to think about the same side shoulder blade, lifting up a little bit. Exhale, like you're bringing out a wet washcloth. Taking it slow and controlled is way worse than just rushing through it fast. Let's do 3, twist. You get that up and over, twist, hold. 2. 1 more. Up and over, twist, hold. Back center, up and over, twist, hold, and bring it elbow to center. Relax. Take a long stretch here. Arms and legs lengthen long. Take 2 more breaths. A little bit longer. And we'll reach the hands up to the sky. Beach ball in the arms. Let's take 3 full roll-ups. Inhale, exhale, peel yourself up and over to your toes. Starting up and over. Reaching. You reach and dive forward. And scoop and roll all the way down. Inhale, exhale. Peeling vertebra by vertebra. Find more length as you come up and over. That big beach ball. Pull your belly button in into the back room and scoop and roll it all the way out. 1 more. We roll all the way up. And this time, let's just roll back halfway. Halfway hold. And bring the right arm up. And then bring the left. And bring right. And left. 1 more. Adding a little bit of instability to challenge stability. And bring it all the way to center. Dive up over to your toes. Take a little stretch there. And we'll grab the weights. Tall with the weights. Elbows into your sides. Widen. First, do a little shoulder shrug to let the shoulders relax one more time. Little shoulder shrug. And then roll back halfway. Push the weights forward. Bend the elbows. Extend. Pull the belly in. Long arms. Breathe in and out. The shoulders away from the ears. And then hold the arms out, turn the palms towards each other. Bend the right elbow, and bend the left elbow. Ready? And bend that. Shoulders are pulling down, neck is long, 1 more each way. And then let's have both elbows bend and hold in tiny little circles, turning around, up and around, up and around. And reverse, up and around. Pull your abs in a little bit deeper. And last one here, hold, open the elbows and close. So they open out to the sides and then come right back in front of the shoulders. 3 more. Good news, guys, I got to vote the other day. I sent my ballot in with the embassy. That was the biggest relief. Hold this one open, turn the palms so they're in line with the elbows, and press the right arm forward and pull back and press left. Press. I had to run all over it to try to work on getting it even printed, which was already a big challenge. I had to text Heather a million times to confirm if I was doing everything correct on it. So thank you. And then I took it to the embassy like 1 hour before it was time, last one. And bring it all the way center, dive up and over to your toes. And take a stretch. Stand up tall, roll the shoulder blades down. Turn the palms
You're
towards
an
each other.
early voter, Nicole.
What's that?
You're an early voter.
Yay! Go back halfway. Slide the shoulder blades down. And then open the arms and close around that big balloon. And what also Heather reminded me of is I'll tell you guys this after. Never mind. We're not recording. Open and close. Open, close, hold, dive forward, send the arms back. Lengthen the spine, lean your body forward, turn the palms in, widen the collarbone, and little press in. Find some more length coming up out of your pelvis. Lift the arms up a little bit higher, and then flip the palms towards it, or up to the ceiling, and then tap the weights in. And hold the weights together and press them up to the sky for 10. Just give me 10 here for 1, 2, higher. Can you go a little bit higher? We're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold up at your highest, widen the collarbone, and then bring it all the way up forward. Place the weights down. Do a quick little stretch forward. Quick booty. We're coming to the end. I'm like, holy cow, it's flying by. Another side. And release that. Lay on your right side. Let your body be all the way straight and then bring the legs an inch forward. Head is either propped up on your hand or all the way out on your arm. Lift the top leg up, push the heel a little bit further away, draw the abs in, sweep the leg forward, and point and sweep it back. Flex to bring it forward from your abs. Feel the abs working to make this happen. Flex. So flex forward, point, and bring it back. 2 more like that. Last one. All the way back to center. Hold the leg at hip height, get a little bit longer, and draw little circles. The thing that was really exciting this morning that really made me be a thirst ball and reverse it is I hope everyone knows who Kelly Slater is, like the original surfer. Bring it back to center, scout with that sky. Lift the leg up, flex and drag it down. Lift and flex and pull. He liked one of my pictures, and it was like a picture I posted like a week and a half ago. It wasn't even new. And hold it up of my husband surfing a big wave. Flex the foot, let the leg come forward to almost touch the floor, and then side booty, lift that leg right back up. Lower to come right in front of the hip and lift. So that was my whole exciting thirst ball moment this morning when I was like, what? Kelly Slater liked my picture. And lift and squeeze. More so not about me, but he better be checking out my husband's profile and we need to get him a sponsor. Last one, lift and hold. Point the toes, spiral the thigh open, and draw little circles. And then reverse it. And then flex to bring that foot all the way down. Knees come into your clamshell position. They're at 45 degrees. Angle the ankles up. Push the top hip away and open and close the top knee. Open, squeeze. Open, squeeze. Get a hold at the top. Press, squeeze. Maybe you need to bring your hand onto your booty to help wake it up. Your booty, you know you can grab it. If that helps to bring the awareness, let's hold the knee open and tiny pulse up. Press up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Extend that leg out and bring it back in. Lower the knee down. Press up. Extend. In. Lower. Press lift. Extend. In. Lower. 2 more. Open. Extend. Open. Extend. In. Bring it down and lower everything down. Punch that out. Prop yourself up. And let's flip it over to the other side. And I just want to open though. I just looked when I looked at the time. Kelly Slater did respond to my DM that I sent him. I want you guys to know I want to come back to the US. And this is all contingent on getting my husband back there. So let's push the top hip away, wrap the ribs in, lift the top leg up, flex the foot, Sweep the weight forward, point and sweep it back. Flex to bring it forward, and point and sweep it back. So as the movement's happening, there's nothing happening in your pelvis. So 2 more. You're creating the resistance for yourself. Remember, you got that resistance band that's mentally helping to add the resistance. Bring it back to center. Push the top leg away and draw little circles. Pull the abs in. And then reverse it. So adding the movement to challenge that super stable pelvis. And bring it back to center. Scalp leg open, lift, flex and pull. Point and lift, flex and pull. You're pulling on that super strong band. Lengthen, flex and pull. Let's hold this one up, flex the foot, lower the leg to almost come from the hip and then lift. It comes down in front of the hip and lift. Abs are drawing in even deeper. Lift, squeeze. I really believe this is one of my faves. I don't know why, but I really love this one. This one stays all the way up. And bring it all the way back down, coming into our clamshell. Angle the ankles up. Push the top hip away. Open and close. The knees are at 45 degrees, so the heels line up with your tailbone. Your hips are stacked. Sit bones are reaching to the back. Squeeze. Wrap the ribs in. And lift and hold in tiny pulses up, press up, up, hold. Firming up the glute. After this, we're going to be coming into our plank, FYI. And then we'll add the rotation. Knee goes down, open, and then extend. Pull in, tap, down, lift, extend. In, close, open, extend. We'll do one more like that. Lift, extend, bring it in, lower everything down, and press it down. Let's prop yourself up. And then make your way into your preferred plank position of choice. Wherever you feel like you need it this morning. I'm coming on my forearms because I don't like how this mat is feeling on my hands right now. So coming into position, and then kneel is on. So the shoulders away from the ears, abs up and in.
As an organizer, Barack contended with a deep weariness, a cynicism bred from 1,000 disappointments. Rosedale had taken one hit after another, from the hollowing out of the steel industry and the exodus of white families to the deterioration of schools and the flourishing of the drug trade. I understood it. I'd seen it in my own neighborhood and my own family. A bitterness, a lapse in faith. It lived in my grandparents, nourished by every compromise and abandoned goal. It was inside my second grade teacher who gave up trying to teach. It was inside the neighbor who stopped mowing her lawn or keeping track of where her kids went to school. It lived in every piece of trash tossed in the grass at our local park and in every ounce of malt liquor drained before dark. It lived in every last thing we deemed unfixable, including ourselves. 3, 2, 1.
Downward dog. You can run the knees out here. And press the heels back. Micro bend the knees. Begin to walk your hands towards your toes. And just take the stretch. Sway side to side, whatever feels good. And then bring it back to center, see that your feet are hip width apart, and slowly start to roll yourself up to restack to standing longer, taller, and stronger than before you came into class. Coming up all the way to stand. Take a nice big inhale up. And exhale. Nice work, Pilates Hotties. Thanks for joining me for live from Dakar.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, guys.